So what are first world problems? I actually have a definition right over here. It says a relatively trivial or minor problem or frustration implying a contrast with serious problems such as those that may be experienced in a developing world. In layman's terms, the shit that you complain about is not really problem. You might complain about a long line at Starbucks. People complain about not having water. These are the kind of things that we have to think about. What are first world problems? And if you're living in a first world country like I am, first world problems might be, oh my God, at 5 o'clock the traffic really jams up, so my new industrial car can't get to my house as I just got done making $100,000 a year. Bro, people are trying, literally not making 10 cents a day. Today we're going to be looking at inside Hong Kong CAGES homes. People are living even in what you would think would be some of the places that would have a lot of money. Some people are living horribly. We're getting ready to check that out today. Hit that like button, go down below. If you like this style of video and want to see more kind of like this as well as the cartoons, then let me know, because your boy is into political shit, but I just don't talk about it on this channel. Let's get started, man.
It's more expensive to live in Hong Kong than anywhere in the world.
Those are crazy. That's apartment buildings. These people are living in there, man. That's just, I mean, this is out this world, bro. How many people are staying in these apartment buildings, bro?
Hong Kong has been ranked the least affordable housing market in the world 8 years in a row, and by a long shot. Housing prices are now almost 20 times more than annual income. That means that a household making $50,000 US would, on average, be looking for a house that costs $980,000.
Well, damn!
And it's getting really bad. Hundreds of thousands of residents now squeeze into incredibly small apartments, most of them no bigger than a parking space. So these are cage.
Bro, that's a cage. That is a cage. That is something that you would put your dog in America. Like, your dog is like, wow. Bro, like, I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at the fact of, you would normally put your dog in a cage like that. What's in the back right there, that's crazy.
Cones, which basically fit one person and their belongings, and they basically stack these in a room in order to fit as many people as they can in the room. And yet the price per square foot for these smaller houses just keeps shooting up. I visited these homes to try to piece together an explanation for this trend, and to meet the people who are being squeezed by the world's least affordable real estate market.
Supply and demand is crazy, bro. Like, supply and demand is a MF. Like, look at this, bro. Like, imagine oh my God, imagine the elevator brakes. Like, imagine the elevator brakes in that thing, bro. These buildings don't even look new. Like, they look old. They look old as hell. And then looking at it, it's like, that's in America, that are probably, so if you, like, we'll zoom in right here. Like, look at this. There's 1, 2, 3 apartments in this one section. In America, that would have been one whole apartment. That's first world problems. That's the things that we would complain about, bro. And I mean, shit, I'm not mad at it either, but I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a fucking billionaire just to have an actual house.
There are now tens of thousands of people in this city who live in spaces that are between 75 and 140 square feet. For some perspective, a typical parking space in the US is 120 square feet.
Damn.
所以好困難，始終呢度係黑暗嘅，即係一入嚟到見唔到光㗎嘛。
One of the most common strategies for small space living is this subdivided house model. This big space that's been divided up into a bunch of tiny little living spaces.
Wow.
These people basically have room for a bed and a table and a few belongings.
Damn, that's crazy. So look, he got his toothpaste in there, he got his TV up at the top, he got an outlet, he got a calendar right over there in the corner above his bed, bro. This is horrible, bro.
嗰啲唱 K 啊嗰啲啦，啲水啊嗰啲嚟藥品啊，
That DVD player old as dust.
好簡單嘅。
What makes this model work is that they have a bigger communal space where they're able to have their cooking and their washing in the bathroom open to everyone so that they can save space and save money in their actual living quarters. So this is the kitchen for this space, which is shared by 4 families.
因為每個人生活習慣唔一樣咯，成日都因為好少個事都會有摩擦咯，唔 OK 咯，即係好多嘈交咯。
The tempting explanation here for why the prices are so high is land scarcity. You know, 7.5 million people crammed into this series of islands. It's going to drive up the prices. It's the same story in a lot of places that have run out of land that are in high demand. Think San Francisco or New York City.
I definitely can see New York City. Like, that's crazy. Like, look at all those. That's a lot of people, bro. That is a lot of people, bro. A lot of people, man.
Okay, this might be the story in New York City and San Francisco, but is Hong Kong actually running out of land? Let's see what the drone says about this. Flying over Hong Kong, you start to see that while yes, there's a very dense urban landscape, there's also a whole lot of green space.
But can you build on that, though? Well, I guess you could. I guess you could.
Government land use data says that 75% of the land in Hong Kong is not developed. Now, some of that is mountainous and rocky and not easy to build on,
right,
but certainly not all of it. So I posed this question about density to 2 experts. One is a Hong Kong citizen and the other is a 30-plus year resident. Both are advocates for better urban design. Are high prices primarily the result of land scarcity?
No.
My bad. I was just trying to give him some food. Took over 10 minutes because he's watching TV. Is that how I act? Is he getting that from me? Anyways, my bad, y'all.
No.
Let me go back. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
There's a 30-plus year resident. Both are advocates for better urban design. Are high prices primarily the result of land scarcity?
No.
No.
It's not. Okay.
There's a land use issue because lots of land is being inefficiently used or conserved.
The problem isn't the shortage of land. The problem is bad land management.
Land use, land management. What these experts are referring to is that of all the land in Hong Kong, only 3.7% is zoned for urban housing. But it's not because of mountains, it's because of policy. And this gets to the heart of the explanation of why more and more people are living in homes the size of parking spaces.
That just doesn't make sense to me, bro. It's like, what is their master plan? Because there has to be a master plan here. Like, are they trying to push everybody in one spot so that way they can extract as much money out of them as possible to keep them in a certain state of mind? Because if they spread everything out and then there's a bigger commute now, or do they not want to invest in the transportation systems? Do they want to keep, like, what's going on in their head for why they have this divided up like this? It doesn't make sense.
The first thing to note, if you want to understand the real explanation, is that the government owns all of the land in Hong Kong.
They're doing it, I told you.
Well, all except for this one church that the British built here when they ruled it back in the 1800s, and it kind of just escaped the whole government owns all the land thing. So the government owns all the land, and it leases it out to developers, usually for 50 years, in an auction process, where the highest bidder gets the contract. With such scarce and valuable land zoned for housing, real estate companies, more and more of them coming from mainland China with lots of money, will duke it out in these auctions, and will end up at an astronomically high price. Like this plot of land that was just leased out for $2.2 billion.
Wow.
Which set an all-time record for the most expensive land ever leased by the Hong Kong government to a developer.
You got to, because you just got to buy the land. That's not even building on it. And that's not even like getting things up to code. That's a big piece of land, but golly, bro, that's a lot of money.
So the way that government zones and leases land is the first part of this. The other part of this explanation has a lot to do with taxes. If you're the type of person who navigates away from this video when you hear the word tax policy, stay with me here. This place loves low taxes. It's a great place to do business because the corporate tax is low, no value-added tax, no sales tax, free market economics, low taxes. That's embedded into the fabric of this place. Look at all those low taxes doing their work, building up those skyscrapers, slapping on those bank logos all over town. So if the government isn't getting revenue from taxes, it really needs it from another source. And in the case of Hong Kong, that source is land sales.
So
That's just so silly, bro. Just get it in taxes. That means people are like, I'd rather pay a higher tax and live comfortably than pay a lower tax. It doesn't matter. All of it's fucked up.
all of the government revenues here driven by land revenues. And it's about 30% of government public financing income.
The government of Hong Kong can lease out this land to developers at astronomical prices, make a ton of revenue from that, and not have to raise taxes on the people or the corporations that reside here. And they still proudly retain their ranking as the freest economy on earth.
I don't know how free it is in a box, bro. Like, you know, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how free you would feel living in a fucking dusty box. You feel me?
What this means is that the Hong Kong government doesn't have a huge incentive to free up more land and lower prices. But while this current arrangement of bidding and auctions is really good for revenue for the government and good for the market generally, it's not super good for the people of Hong Kong.
因為我仔係過渡嘅 A 仔嚟㗎嘛，所以空間對於佢嚟講少咗少少，空氣唔流通啊，對我身體都唔好㗎。
Damn.
Of all the small spaces, this is easily the most cramped. These are coffin homes. Could I ask you
Coffin homes.
just a quick question about your living space?
一個人啫喎，多個人都唔得。呢度一個月咧，呢個位。
It says the rent for this place is roughly $300 a month.
2100蚊。住咗3餐大約幾兩年啦，喺香港啲住費都太貴。
The government is slowly working on this problem. Year after year, new policies come in that are meant to fix this, but they're slow to change, mainly because they have an incentive to keep the status quo as it is. Out here at this industrial complex in Hong Kong, I met with a guy named Eric Wong, a local inventor and businessman who has seen a business opportunity in the midst of this space crisis. Eric grew up in Hong Kong and has been thinking about small space living for a long time.
其實喺我幾歲嘅時候，第一個 capsule 點樣？
Damn, he's smart. I can already see him where he's going. That's what I'm telling you. All these places with all these problems, they develop some of the smartest people because when you have problems and you have turmoil, you have things that's going on in your life, bro, you really are gonna develop a strong mentality, bro, because you gotta figure out a way to get through those problems, bro. He just said, I grew up in Hong Kong. I built my first capsule when I was really young because he saw, like, bro, there has to be a different way. There has to be another way, bro. People it's some strong people that come up from the struggle, bro. So if you're struggling right now, bro, don't fret about it. Learn from it and figure out how to make your situation better, bro.
我係屋企買咗一個雪櫃，
Said my family got a new fridge and I carved windows out the box the fridge came in.
一個新雪櫃又有個紙皮箱，咁我就戒咗啲窗門玩佢。
Oh, it has Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
His capsules come in 1 or 2 person sizes and are meant to provide a more efficient and hygienic version of the cage and coffin homes, all at a relatively low price.
呢啲款式咁喺國內啦，我哋買到係唔使3000。
Said this space pod over here sells for less than 382 US. Like for $400 you can buy a house.
揾一個啱錯，咁啊基本上你買張你可以 share 埋張床都貴咗。
down here, there's a little box where you can put all your valuables. And so there's mirror lights, there's reading lights. But these capsules, as innovative as they are, really just put a band-aid on this housing problem. They don't serve as a real solution. A real solution would need to come from something that's much less profitable and fun to look at. Government policy and zoning reform that will free up more land and put the interests of the people above the interests of the market. But until the government can make that happen, people in Hong Kong will continue to squeeze into smaller and smaller spaces.
Even though he said, oh, that's like slapping a Band-Aid on it, bro, that's more than slapping a Band-Aid on it. Why? It's like putting a little bit of peroxide on it. It's like putting some Neosporin on it and putting a Band-Aid that when you pull it off won't take your hair with it. That's what that is. The reason why is because people are living in squander, bro. Like, squander, bro. If you look at it, imagine somebody that has to live in that situation, right? Because they're at the mercy of the government. Now, this guy, even though the government doesn't care to do much about it because they're like, hey, look, we're making money this way, and they got their own plans. This guy has developed, say, hey, look, if we gotta live like this, we can at least live the most luxury part of this. Wi-Fi connection, that's good because most places don't have that. So there's Wi-Fi connection. It was clean. I don't know about it being all white because, you know, things get dirty fast, and all white things that get dirty really, really look bad. But that's a color issue. That is the video for today. If you like this video and want more of that, go down below, hit that like button, man. Subscribe to your boy, man. I love y'all. I appreciate all the help that y'all been giving me, all the support that y'all been giving, man. Got my son over there, he up here, yeah, making all this noise and stuff like that. So y'all, we're gonna get to the next video. I love y'all. Be safe. Peace.